What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today I'm going to go over the top 10 decks that you should be probably thinking about if you're going to be playing in the regionals the next couple weeks. We have Gen Con coming up, we have the online event from PPG this weekend, so let's dive in this video, talk about potentials that you're going to want to think about, and without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? So first off, we got none other than Mugen Boy. So Mugen, I think, might be phasing out once the next set comes in. I think Mugen is strong. It was a top 10, but I think he just moves into the 11th place next set. This is probably his last golden in the moment kind of situation. Under the right circumstances, I think right calls, right plays will get rewarded, especially when you decide to go into 3 EX1 Machine Dramons instead of going with the BT-11, because once you get this into Chaos Dramon X, at least it'll have the DP protection reduction, and that's kind of what you kind of need, especially if you're going into the Shine meta. And then, especially with like Kongu out until you end opponent's next turns, your opponent's Digimon with a play cost 7 or less cannot attack players and cards cannot be added to player's security stack by opponent's card effects. So, especially a lot of black decks will probably start adding Kongu in just to help slow down the Marcus meta, and everybody's kind of just on that hype train to slow him down, which is not bad. It's a good idea, and it's not terrible. Then we have the next one, our number 9, my number 9 pick. It's got to be Balthavon Sleep. Balthavon is really powerful. The deck really has some good synergy. The deck can do a lot of crazy shenanigans, and the deck's going to do a lot with the Proto Zgreymon. So this is gonna do a lot. And then you have like Alphamon, who's gonna be on play when digivolving. Delete one of your opponent's other purple Digimon. This Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon with Balthamon in its name from your hand without paying its Digi-Evolution cost. Really solid. I think there's a lot of potential in this. And to be honest with you, there's gonna be a quick mentioning here. There is no Hunters or Crossheart in this lineup. I feel like they're good decks still. They are in at least the top 15. You can take those to events, and you should be able to do that well at the local level. I don't know about Hunters because everyone's kind of just shifting into this Tamer heavy hate, and with that Tamer heavy hate coming in, you're going to expect more and more of Hunters to be pushed down when you have a lot of counters in the meta. And everybody's kind of in the new deck Shiny Syndrome, to be honest with you, but the Hunters are still good. Balthavon Sleep Mode, as I said, it's just a really good deck. It has a protection skill that just makes it very hard for your opponent to deal with. You know, that's all the good stuff. You know, and Gift of Darkness, being able to delete one of your opponent's level 6 or higher Digimon. You may digivolve one of your Digimon into Balthavon Sleep Mode from trash without paying its Digi-Evolution cost and security by trashing one Digimon from your hand. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a level less than or equal to the trash card. So it's not bad. It's got potential. The deck wants to draw a lot, and being able to play Gazi and Psychmon in the deck really can put a hindrance to some matchups. Then Royal Knights. I think Royal Knights is really good. This format has a lot of potential. You can use Porcupmon for on play, on deletion, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. Just gives another option if people are playing Psychmon and gets heavy. Besides having Marcus, you can use both to kind of just deal with threats. And that's not a bad trade-off. You know, outside of that, you have like Omekimon to draw, you have Sistermon Blanc to draw, and then, you know, trash one card in your hand, draw 2. And it just sets up. The deck wants to go wide with Omni Boy here, just going to spit out a board right out of Yggdrasil's underneath, and then boom, you're just really solid there. Then we have Alpha Boy. I think Alphamon is slept on a little bit this format, but I think it's a really solid contender here. Alphamon's going to be able to do what it wants to do, and it's always been like that. And adding one like Final Zubergon Punch will actually put in a lot of work. Kongu definitely helps in the matchups. And what matchup am I talking about? One, you're going to be able to slow down your opponent in the matchup against Mirage, because Mirage can't swing early with jamming, means their ultimate isn't swinging in yet. So they have to get into their Mega, so that's now a wasted attack, which means they might not have all the attack sequence that they need, you know, and being able to shut down Marcus really does help out. So just keep that in mind. Kongu shutting down Marcus really matters at times. Then you have Blue Flare, by the way. This shuts down Blue Flare heavily. And then you have like Oryukin, you know, to be able to restand and go crazy. This Durugray, fantastic. Exactly what this deck needed to replace losing out. I mean, it's not going to OTK as heavily. You're going to have to use like Sanoriza plus Durugray plus Zorgon Punch to really deal some damage, but that's not terrible. I mean, hey, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. This card here, place 1 of your X antibody traits among them under this Digimon as a bottom Digi-Evolution card. If a card is placed this way, this Digimon's DB cannot be reduced until the end opponent's next turn. This makes it so it's a lot harder for Shine matchups to really just remove your Alpha blocker. And Alphamon's just going to do what Alphamon wants to do afterwards. Then we do have Zgreymon, or aka Blue Flare. Blue Flare is just still good. The deck hasn't really fallen really far from grace. All you have to do is really up your Soul Ride count for this meta, and then basically Marcus can't touch you for a few turns. And using Kazuamon to be able to play Soul Ride for free, or just playing Soul Ride if it gets hit in security, really ruins people's days, and can shut down kill turns really easily. But all in all, the deck hasn't changed much. If your opponent goes wide, you can at least punish them with, you know, stun lockings, you know, unsuspending, getting 2 attack-ins, you know, having your jammer in. It all, at the end of the day, really does lead up to being something great. So definitely keep Blue Flare on your back burner. Then we have Red Hybrid. Well, Red Hybrid still is a great deck. The deck still was fast. So the thing is, with the Mirage and Shine matchups, going faster than them is scary for them. If you can outspeed them, outclass them, even against the Royal Knights matchup, if you can just outspeed them and not worry about certain numbers, you're fine. The only thing in the Royal Knight matchup you have to worry about is magic numbers. They have Omni in there. So if you hit Omnimon and you're not higher than an Omnimon, you're kind of SOT. So, you know, just SOL. So definitely just keep this in mind. Red Hybrid's going to do Red Hybrid things, being able to shut off options, hit magic big numbers, have extra security checks with the Atomic Infernos, you know, all the good stuff. Just keep this really going for yourself. I think the deck's fine. Oopsies. We forgot. Hey, Digitama. So that is the Digitama for here. Because it's Yoko. Yeah. Yoko. So, definitely the deck is fantastic. Nothing's really scaring it. Bloomlord definitely got some power boosts with the new Lalamon, Sunflowmon. Just for the fact of when this Digimon would Digivolve, if you have a green Tamer play, reduce the Digivolution by 1. Same thing with Sunflowmon. That inheritable is really good. And being able to, by suspending this Digimon, you may Digivolve one of your Digimon into a Digimon with Varian in its traits from your hand by paying its Digi-Evolution cost. You would reduce it by 2. It just gets scary because Bloomlord becomes from a 4 cost to a 2 cost. And it just keeps getting scarier and scarier. The deck is fantastic. It's gotten now a click faster. The deck really just will phase in and out of the meta. But definitely keeping it in mind, Bloom Hydra Quartz is still a threat to deal with. Then we do have WarGreymon variants. Well, Greymon Tribal. So both decks, I'm showing both because either you can go Black War Gray or you can go into WarGreymon. So either one's going to be really good. You can tech in the ace cards now because by this point we have aces legal and it'll be legal for the first event. So just keep this in mind. There is just a lot of potential, and you know, all this good stuff can lead to being very powerful stuff, especially if you set up weirdly enough. You know, if your opponent decides to swing into your suspended Metal Greymon X antibody because you decided to swing, you know, surprise ace can lead to that. And I don't think everyone's going to be ready for the aces just yet. I know you have you have Metal Garurumon ace coming, but we'll have to see what happens. I mean, WarGreymon Ace is possibly the easier one of the two to be able to tech into this format, but that's just me. So again, with Black WarGreymon, you're going to just be trashing security. You know the drill here. There's nothing really changing much. And then the big boogeymans themselves, I already said this, MirageGalga is coming in, you know, full swing, full power, you know, burst mode, being able to do what it wants to do by ripping cards. If your opponent has 9 or more cards in their hand, by placing cards from your opponent's hand at the bottom of his owner's deck without looking until there are 8 left, unsuspend this Digimon. You know, you have Thomas's, Nikolai's, you know, it's going to be very interesting. This is going to be a scary deck to deal with. You have so much potential. Then we have ShineGreymon, the Shine Boy. Marcus being able to digivolve your Shine Boy up for free is huge. It's always going to be scary to deal with, you know. And it comes down to what Digitama you want to use. If you go a red egg, you can use more red stuff. If you go yellow, you can minus the DP. You know, the red egg is just for the draw. It's got potential. The deck is going to be scary. It's the boogeyman of the format. Everybody wants to beat this deck. So know that people are prepared to win against it. You know, like I said, either you go this Koromon here for the draw, or you're going to go for this Koromon here for the minusing DP. So it's up to you how you want to go about it. This list had the draw Koros, and it's not bad. You know, the deck's going to do what it wants to do. There's nothing wrong with that, and just keep an eye out on it. The deck's going to just punch through and just be a threat and annoyance. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace!